Okay, so I'm going to make this video about how I make black lip gloss. And a couple things I do before I get started is I cut up little pieces. I take a few paper towels, I cut them into squares, and I set them to the side. And then I also have a squirt bottle of alcohol handy, and I use that to wipe down my equipment as I go. And I also have washed my hands, sanitize my hands, and I'm wearing these gloves here. So I do all that. I also protect the surface of my tabletop. Honestly, because the gloss is so darn sticky, what I'll do is I'll get like a party, one of those party tablecloths like at the dollar store, and I will place that on my table that I'm working on. And then I'll still place paper towels on top of that. So I have 90 grams of TKB gloss base here. I use about 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. And I do measure all of this. And what I do is I do keep a notebook. And I keep a paper notebook as I go because I find that it's just easier for me to write. But is that 4? Is anybody counting? God help me. But I do also upload my notes to Evernote, and I just keep all of that basically because, you know, I want to be able to know what I did, and if I need to change something up or improve something, I can do that if I know what I did. So that, I add that, and then I also get in here with some vitamin E oil. That's kind of how I get started here. And I'm going to just start mixing it up. I'm going to get this off the scale. Don't really need this anymore. Make sure I'm kind of in camera as I'm chatting here. So this is kind of the fun part. This is actually what got me into it. I started watching gloss mixing videos on YouTube, and it's pretty fun because it doesn't really look like it's going to do anything, but it'll kind of come together after a minute. But anyway, what I was saying is that there's a lot of controversy in the lip gloss community about the Versagel. As far as I know, it all comes from one company. There's one company that basically manufactures it. They have the factory. It's like hydrogenated polyisobutene and some other ingredients in this kind of polymer base here. And so there's I believe they must have a patent on it. And so all of the different companies like TKB doesn't actually make it. They're just the distributor. They're selling it. And everybody else like No Problema. And there's a lot of them out there now. But as far as I know, if it's Versagel ME, it should all be this, you know, it came from the same factory. And the only consideration really to me is the price or how quickly it can get there. I go with TKB just because it's local to me. I'm in the Bay Area, and it's right there in Oakland. And so, look how pretty that is. It's just so crystal clear. That's just lovely. Okay. So that's that. I'm going to set that aside and grab my flavors. Yeah, so I added the vitamin E. Vitamin E is thought to help be preserving of mixtures that are containing oils. Although it's not technically a preservative, it can prolong the lifespan, I believe. What I've read places, we don't use a preservative in here because it's an anhydrous mixture. Anhydrous meaning, of course, that it does not contain any water. Cosmetics that contain water, such as lotions that are emulsified, need to contain a preservative to, you know, keep it from getting funky. So I'm just going to mix this in here. Okay, so pretty. For this, oh, a little more background on what I'm doing here is also in the video I was saying that I learned pretty much everything, not everything, but almost everything that I've learned about making cosmetics has come largely from YouTube, and so I feel like why not add what I've learned to the mix there. Maybe it'll help somebody else out there. And this is a pomegranate-berry flavor. And where is this from? This is from Windy Point Soaps. Some of my ingredients that I have are from all over the place because I got started during the, well, we're still in the pandemic, but earlier in the pandemic, and shipping was just all over the place. Like supply chains were just a mess, and some places had some things and other places had others. And Persephone, as we know, is the goddess of the underworld. So to that end, I have this big heaping bowl of black pigments here. So I'm just gonna chunk that in there and hope we can blend it in. So this is kind of fun. I should have looked up the story. There was something like if she ate, oh God, if she ate something in the underworld, like she was kidnapped by Hades, and if she ate anything in the underworld, she would be stuck there and never get to leave. But then she ate like a pomegranate or something like, there's something with pomegranates. Like she ate 3 pomegranate seeds, so she only had to stay, or maybe it was 6, and she stayed 6 months of the year. And something like that. So this is gonna have to get really blended here. And there is a lot of info about lip gloss out there, but not very much about lipstick. There's very, very little resources anywhere, really, even in books or online, or just as far as like, you know, lipstick and a stick in there. So I do want to, probably will be doing some videos on that as well. Okay, so I went off camera, and because that bowl was getting pretty full, I transferred this to a bigger container. I use this beaker here. I really like using beakers because it makes me feel very sciencey. And also they can withstand heat, and they're pretty, you can sterilize them and everything like that. So I actually put this in a double boiler until I got to about 80 degrees Celsius. And that's something that actually on the TKB website, they recommend heating your gloss if you read their directions. Something it seems like people from the, if you go back to the older comments, in the comment section, something that people used to do, and they kind of stopped doing for some reason. But it does make it more pliable. I find that sometimes I really wanted to get this black pigment mixed in here, and so I felt like heating it would kind of, it did help it kind of blend in more and just get it nice and blended. And it's really simple. I just heat up a pot of water on the stove, and that's my double boiler. I put my glass container in there. Some people recommend a microwave. I would recommend never putting, I never put my stuff in the microwave. I'm always running my double boiler, and especially with black pigment, because one time I tried to remelt something that contained a black pigment in the microwave, and it kind of, like within 2 to 3 seconds of heating up, it started like smoking and emitting like this cloud of black smoke all over the inside of the microwave. It took a really long time to clean. And I think it was probably, I think iron oxide is, now that I think about it, like iron is a metal. Maybe it was just a really bad idea. So that's probably what happened. So don't do that. And the other thing that I find really challenging about black lip gloss is that by the time you add enough pigment for it to show up as black, technically you kind of have a liquid lipstick at that point. Like, is it really a gloss? And I know when people do black lip glosses, even like the Jeffree Star black gloss, people kind of were complaining it showed up gray. Partly it's the nature of gloss, is what gloss is it's something that's kind of thin. So I have this glitter here, because this is a black glitter gloss. Is this going to show up sparkly in the lights? I need it to sparkle, because this is gorgeous, and the light is not really picking it up. This is the Sky Diamonds glitter from TKB, and it's all kinds of tiny holographic beauty. So I'm just gonna get this right in here, and the camera just may not do it justice. Oh, that's really sad. So I'm gonna start just mixing this in, and it's just gorgeous. Maybe I want to do a little more. Do we want more glitter? Do I want more glitter? That's a good question. Would you want less glitter? Why would you want less glitter? Would you have more? Actually, there's really a ton of glitter. I see it very sparkly here. Like I said, the camera is not picking it up. Probably gonna want to work on getting a better camera setup. So, but there we go. Okay, it's like a little cute little teeny scoopy thing from TK. And other places have it. It's these mini scoops, and the scoop would fit perfectly inside the tube, so I could just actually gracefully stick it inside the tube and get my glitter in there that way. And then I just give it a shaky shake, and this is going to just look really awesome. These bigger glitters, they're going to be too big to really come out once I get the stopper on. And oh, it's going in. That's awesome. About 2 scoops each. So, but they just look really awesome with the other glitter and just make it really fun. It's like a little constellation, like a night sky. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Ooh, so glittery. This whole table's gonna be glittery. This is why I put down protective covering. Shaky, 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 shaky. So the next part of this, I'm going to start filling these up. I have my syringe here. It's a 60 cc syringe. And so what I do is I take a 3 ml, what is this called? A pipette. I cut off the bulb end, and then I cut a little bit of this tip off. If you leave the whole tip on, it's going to take like a million years to get your lip gloss into your tube. For sure. And but with these little guys, these are kind of smaller openings, and I found that if I cut too much off, it was hard to get in there. I don't know if you can really see this now. Trying to do this on camera. Ah, shoot. But because the liquid is heated, it's been warmed, and it's in a beaker, I can literally, shoot. Yeah, I just can't see that. I just poured it right in to the syringe, and it was very easy to pour. Okay, and boom. Let's go. I'm really gratified by how much these little stars are like sticking all over the outside. I wasn't expecting them to stick this well, and it's making me really happy. And I have to kind of stop and make sure. Probably wearing black gloves was not the best. I should have worn blue gloves or other gloves, white gloves, any gloves, because I'm struggling a little to see how full this is against my hand. Okay, so I cleaned these guys up, and cleaned myself up, cleaned the work area up, and I think these look really gorgeous, and I just love them. Ooh, look at the sparkle. I'm getting the sparkle. I need to just move the camera out. More sparkle. Oh, look at that. It's so gorgeous. And is one of the reasons I wanted to make this was there's not very many. I tried searching for black lip gloss videos on YouTube, and there's not very many. There's a few, but not a lot. And I kind of know now why. I think you know, making lip gloss is messy, generally. It's not a big deal, but make black lip gloss, it's kind of like a gloppy matte. I mean, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing process. Probably is not the prettiest video, but look at the results. Look at this, look at this, look at that. Oh my God. Anyway, so I'm gonna have these on my store, so buy them. Okay, bye.